Ian McKellen and I walked on stage, and the crowd went mad when we kissed one another and went into this hug. My first Pride memory goes back to probably when some of you weren't born, 1979. I was taken on my first Pride march. It was at Marble Arch, about 500 of us. I detail all of this in my book, my memoir that's just come out. We were surrounded by more police than anything, and off we went. And as we went down Oxford Street, people were completely bemused as we shouted, 2, 4, 6, 8, is that copper really straight? And then we went, we're here, we're queer, and we're not going shopping. Except when we passed Debenhams, some of us did. Being on that first Pride March for me was incredible, because although we didn't know one another, we were all different ages, different types. Suddenly you felt you belonged. There was an amazing strength, and the police were there to protect us. It wasn't, 1979 was a very different period. We have to remember that the age of consent was 21. It wasn't legal to be homosexual. It was only partially decriminalised. But that sense of strength that it gave me, I just thought, I'm going back again. And I did. My favourite Pride memory was when we held Pride, it was just by the old GLC buildings in Waterloo. Just after, it was the first Pride after the notorious Section 28, the first anti-LGB law that had been brought in 100 years by Thatcher's government. Ian McKellen and I walked on stage, and the crowd went mad when we kissed one another and went into this hug. It still moves me, because it was like we were defiant. We'd said, if you want to fight with us, fight with our community and our allies, we'll give you a fight you will remember. And so that's my strongest and I think fondest Pride memory, and knowing that Paul, my late husband, was there on stage and he didn't mind me kissing another man. Pride means to me the day when we signal that we can be a community, we will celebrate, and I think more importantly, we signal how different we are. All of those different people, the armed services marching in their uniforms, the police marching in theirs, the NHS workers, the people from Brazil, the people from the EU, ordinary women and men made extraordinary by society's obsession with what they think are our sex lives. It's the vision on the streets of how diverse we are and that we're everywhere. You know, if I could give my young self a piece of advice, it would be this: it's okay to be loved, you deserve to be loved, and it's okay to love, because in the end it's the only thing that will get you through. Because I knew at the earliest age that I was different. Then we didn't have a word for it. The word that was in common use was queer, but it was said in a way that was really negative. I remember when I heard my mum say, she got me to dance for my Aunt Eileen, and they put a record on and I danced and danced, and I heard my mum say, I think he's one of them. I knew in my heart that what she'd said was that they realised I was different, and I panicked. And I was about 7 years old, 8 years old, and after that I just knew I had to hide that part of myself. But I never struggled, and I had some terrible things happen to me as a child and through my early teen years. Given that there aren't going to be physical prides taking place, and we're going to miss something that is tremendous. It's powerful about who we are. We're out on the streets, we encourage others. We show with all those companies that support us the clout, the political clout that we have. But I want you to just think about this moment and remember that in certain countries around the world, they've never had a Pride March. It will be years before they have a Pride March. And I remember the first Pride March I went on in Bucharest in Romania, where we had thousands of police and water cannons to protect over 200 of us, I became quite angry, because on that march I thought, this is something so precious, but so many people take it for granted. This is a wonderful reminder that what we have, we haven't always had, and what we have, we can lose.